some loyalty programs, and so we create basically a point system for your website, white labelable, it matches your brand, and we reward your users to increase engagement for your website, increase loyalty, and we increase acquisition rates as well.
So traction's been great as of late. It took us a couple of years really to find product market fit and to get our solution to the point where we could really repeat it over and over again, make sure that it worked in a lot of different contexts. But at this point, traffic is, or traction is great. We have over 50 million monthly active users. We power reward programs for hundreds of different companies and brands that we work with, and some very, very big brands, many of which we haven't actually announced yet, which we'll be announcing in the next couple of months, but some really fantastic brands we're really happy to be working with. NFL, Major League Baseball, let's see, what are some of the other ones that we can talk about? LA Times, Yamaha, those are Univision. These are some of the ones that we've announced and can talk about so far. I think one of the things that comes to mind for me is the idea that we need to, in a startup, you need to focus a lot more than you think you do. And we all have this big grand vision of what it is that we want to accomplish. And as a result, I think we end up taking on too much. And I was just this morning meeting with another entrepreneur, another founder, CEO, and we were talking about all of the things that they are trying to do and trying to accomplish right now. And it sounds like us about a year and a half ago. And it's funny how it's very easy from the outside looking in to say, wow, you're trying to do far too much. You're trying to go to market in 4 different categories and all these different market segments. Focus and pick one. And we try to do way too much of that early on. And it took us quite a while to get to the point where we finally said, we really do need to focus on big brands. We have great traction with big brands. They really want the product that we've created. And so let's focus on working with them. And it took us way too long to get to that point, I think. I think the way we stay focused is Jeff reins me in all the time, because it's so much easier to come up with ideas and go, hey, we should do this, than it is to actually execute on it. And so, Jeff having to, be the guy who owns all the technology, has to actually go and execute on all this stuff. It's a great way for us to be able to, we work together now for 14, 15 years, so there's a lot of trust built up between us, and so he can tell me to go pound sand and tell me to not come up with too many wild, crazy ideas, and I think that it keeps us in check really well.
Yeah, so the thing that comes to mind is how we started. I mean, we had a completely different business model when we started. We knew that when we kicked this thing off, we wanted to make money for web publishers. We wanted to help people make money online because it's hard. And the first idea that we had wasn't solid enough. It wasn't playing out, so we did a pivot at the end of the first year and started working on the loyalty platform.
There's multiple pieces of our hypothesis and kind of the overall strategy, what we're trying to accomplish here, and we try to take on too many of those things all at once and try to actually work with large clients, work with small clients, have a self-serve automated tool as well, so that small customers can come and sign up on their own. Trying to do all of those things at once was certainly a flawed hypothesis. And so while individually any one of those things could be the right thing down the road, we really decided that we had to focus and we had to say, let's narrow the hypothesis onto a smaller set of things, and let's make sure we focus on those things, get really successful, and do well at those things, and then we can expand beyond that. I like Simply Measured. I think Simply Measured is doing some great things.
Those guys are great.
Growing really well.
People really like those guys.
Yeah, Glimpse is interesting. So I had 2 personal experiences. One with my son who's diabetic. Went to the park, got really low, he was hypoglycemic, needed my daughter to come pick him up, and he was able to send a Glimpse. She was able to track him down exactly where he was, because he was a little bit out of it, couldn't even figure out where he was, and that was really cool. And then recently my daughter was driving to our cabin for the weekend, and took a wrong turn and got lost, and I was able to look on Glimpse and find out exactly where she was and get her unlost. She was using her iPhone directions, of course, so that got her lost. So I got a kick out of that. So 2 weeks back to back, I had some great experiences with Glimpse, so I got to say I like Glimpse. It's pretty cool. I think for me, always has been, and it still continues to be, the fact that we're creating something where something didn't exist before, and there's no roadmap for it. You know, if we were going to go and start a taco truck, you know, there's kind of a roadmap for that. You kind of know what you need to do. Here, you know, and for most tech startups, it's the same thing. There's nothing that's nailed down. There's nothing that you already know and understand. So just about everything that you're doing has to be kind of created, imagined. You have to have a hypothesis around it. You have to go out and prove it out. You have to see if it actually works. You have to let the market actually give you feedback and tell you if it works or not. And so it's hard, and that's what makes it really, really fun and exciting.
Yeah, the challenge is definitely part of it for me too, and I think there's the hope aspect, like what, you know, the potential win down the road where, you know, all of us are toasting with beers at a pub somewhere.
We have this theory, this philosophy that we should build our company as if we're going to run it forever, or else we will. And so we have this kind of concept that we're not trying to just build something that's short term that we can turn around and sell to somebody and have them take it off our hands. We're really trying to build something that will be self-sustaining, that will make a big impact, that will have great results, that is real, that people want, and that has enduring systems and infrastructure. So it's not something that we view at all as a quick flip or something that we should just be handing off to somebody else. So that's definitely, I think, baked into our culture, and sometimes I think that certainly slows you down in terms of your development and the rate at which you can innovate. But I think it's a good long-term vision to be thinking about this as something that needs to be an organization and a group and a company that endures. For me, it's the culture, the people. I think and this goes back to one of the questions earlier about what do we like about being entrepreneurs. One of the best aspects is that we get to pick the team that we work with, and that's just a whole lot of fun. And we've been able to assemble this group of very scrappy, very smart, very aggressive folks that we are quite biased in, because we get to hang out with them every day. We got to kind of assemble this team, choose this team, and it's a lot of fun. So for me, I think
that is without question the reason why I get excited about coming to the office, is to be around these guys. Super smart, amazing team of people.
Seahawks.
Sounders. Focused. Focused is, I think, the best word for it. Trusting, it's open, we're very transparent.
Very much results oriented.
Very much, execution, results oriented, for sure.
There's a big ownership aspect to our culture too. It's interesting how I've never met anybody more willing to own mistakes than Jeff, and I think that's just kind of permeated our culture, is this idea that when we screw up, when we make mistakes, it's an opportunity for learning. And so I think what it's created in our culture is this ability to be able to say, hey, I tried something, it wasn't successful. Here's the reason why it wasn't successful. Here's what I learned out of it, and for people to embrace that and to actually kind of make you a hero for doing those things, rather than somebody who is failing. And so it encourages trial, it encourages error, it encourages learning, and it's all about the lean startup and that whole iterative loop of build, measure, learn, and constantly putting ourselves through that iteration cycle. Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis is the animal.
Our animal has to be Elvis, yes.
Yes, he is the king, and the king of all everything, which includes animals.
The back alley, I think.
What? Okay. Oh, we're taking BigDoor on a date. Yeah.
She'd want to go to the back alley, right?
Yeah. I mean, assuming the back alley is full of limousines waiting to take us to Vegas, which is always the case.
All right, Vegas, much better answer, yes. She'd want to go to Vegas.
But you have to go to the back alley before you can get to Vegas.
Fair.
Wait.